Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, text number 71. Brahmam stad gaccha bhadram te na bhaga tanayam nripam kshamapaya mahabhagam tata santir bhavishyati. Brahman, O Brahmana, tat, therefore, gaccha, you go, bhadram, all auspiciousness, te, unto you, na bhagatanayam, to the son of Maharaj Nabha. Nripam, the king Ambarish. Kshamapaya, just try to pacify him. Mahabhagam, a great personality, a pure devotee. Tata, thereafter. Shantihi, peace. Bhavishyati, there will be. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O best of the Brahmanas, you should therefore go immediately to King Ambarisha, the son of Maharaj Nabhaga. I wish you all good fortune. If you can satisfy Maharaj Ambarish, then there will be peace for you. Purport. In this regard, Madhva Muni quotes from the Garuda Purana. Brahmari bhakti kot amsat amso naivam barishake naivanyasya chakrasyapi tathapi harihishvaraha tathali ko pacheyatvat tisham yashada adirat brahmadayascha tat kirtim vyanjayam asuruttamam mohanaya cha daityanam pramade nindan yacha anyartham cha swayam vishnur brahmadyascha nirashisah manuseshu tamachvascha tesham bhaktyadibhir gunaih brahmadir vishnu adhinatva chapanaya cha kevalam durvasas cha swayam rudras tathat anyayam uktavan tasyap anugraharthaya darpa nasartameva cha. The lessons to be derived from this narration concerning Maharaj Ambarish and Durvasa Muni is that all the demigods, including Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, are under the control of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, when a Vaishnava is offended, the offender is punished by Vishnu, the Supreme Lord. Therefore, when a Vaishnava is offended, the offender is punished by Vishnu, the Supreme Lord. No one can protect such a person, even Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva. Thus, the end Bhaktivedanta purpose of 9th canto 4th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Ambarish Maharaj offended by Durvasa Muni. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Yam Swanubhavam Akilam Shutisaramekam Adhyatmadi Pamatiti Tirshatam Tamundham Samsarinam Karunaya Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasa Sunupayami Guru Muninam Mukham Karuti Vachalam Palgum Langayate Girim Tatkripatamaham Bande Shri Gurun Dinatarine Ajanulambita Bujau Kanakavadatav Sankirtanai Kapitarau Kamalaya Takshau Vishwambaro Dvijavaro Yugadharma Palau Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karuna Avatarau Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So, first of all, I would like to humbly request the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas and very, very illustrious personalities, and especially wonderful devotees from Nepal, Gorkhas. And this is very auspicious to speak about the very, very holy topic about Krishna in Vrindavan. To speak about Krishna's blessings of Vaishnavas is very much required. As it is said, how far the bird can fly in the sky. Sky is unlimited. We're simply doing this as much as purification for ourselves. This is wonderful story about Ambarish Maharaj. And this story happened in Vrindavan. So to speak about the story which happened in Vrindavan himself, that's the greatest blessings of Krishna. So we can understand the essence. In fact, here is a lesson which we can derive from this story is very, very essential if we really want to achieve perfection in life. This is foundational principle of success. If we remove this foundation, then Sarvanash. It's called Sadhu Ninda. Sadhu Ninda. It is the first very grave offense against the chanting of holy name. Offending the devotees of Krishna is very, very, very serious subject matter. And if we can analyze all Srimad Bhagavatam, we went through Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see Krishna very carefully guiding us. Srila Vyasadeva Maharaj, he very kindly guiding us through all these obstacles, so we will not commit the same offenses. Srimad Bhagavatam is nothing but the map. This is a map which helps us to overcome all the obstacles in this material world. Because in material world, so many slips between cup and lips. Any moment, anything can happen, like boom, To do something unthoughtfully, it's very easy, just like that. To commit mistake. We're prone to commit mistakes, knowingly or unknowingly. Agyat athva jnanat. Knowingly or unknowingly, we're doing so many mistakes, offenses. But we need to have some map which can help us to avoid these offenses. It is said that experience is the best teacher, but only fools learning by no other way. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam given to us to show us how to do, how not to do. I was today meditating on several stories in Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, all the stories, if you can just analyze all the stories practically connected to how to avoid the offenses and how to serve devotees, how to be humble. God gives and forgives, and man get and forget. Forget the blessings. We're forgetting the blessings which we are getting from devotees, from Guru, from Krishna. You see? Kritagyata. One of the main foundational principles of spiritual life is gratitude. We have to be grateful. Because we always say, if we are not grateful, we are great fool. If you're not grateful, you're great fool. And kritagyata means kritagyata. Kritagyata means means we have to do something. Srila Prabhupada said that everybody have to work in this material world. In one lecture, Prabhupada said, this world name is called karma krit. Everybody have to do karma in this world. Nahi shuktasya singhasya praveshanti mukhe mriga. Even in the mouth of lion, deer never enter automatically. Even lion has to catch the food. Everybody have to work. Krita, gya. Gya means knowledge. Krita, gya. We have to work with knowledge. If you're working blindly, andhayan thandaru paniyamanasti pisatantra murdam nibandaha. Blindly, if you are working blindly without knowledge, gyana dipena bhashvataha, we're definitely going to fall into ditch, bandaha. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is touchlight knowledge, Mahapuran, as a sound reason in this age of Kali to help us. Once His Holiness Indradyumna Maharaj, he was sharing when they were in Sri Lanka and they were distributing some food for needy people, poor people. And one day they were returning back from that function of Food for Life, and somehow other nature call was there, and he requested the driver to stop the car. Please kindly stop the car, I need to go in the field. And it was dark, pitch night. So Maharaj came out from the car and he went in the field. And driver, as a seva, Vaishnava seva, he turned the car and wanted to highlight the field. So it will be easy for Maharaj to walk because so many snakes and so many things can be. So when he was turning the car, he saw the billboard with skeleton like this. It's minefield, bombs. You know, Tamil tiger terrorists, they're putting bombs in the field. It was the minefield. Immediately driver, he screamed, Maharaj, stop! Like in Allahabad, kahi bhi ho, whenever you are, stop. Don't move even inch because you don't know where are you now. Unnowingly sometimes we entering the area which is very dangerous. So he entered and he explained him, this is a bomb field. You know, Maharaj, somehow you made it up to there. But don't take risks to make another step. Okay? So, Maharaj, you know, even nature call stopped, you know, what to do out of fear. And what to do now? You never know how to come out. You need a guidance. So they had to go to the headquarters of Tamil tigers, you know, and just go in and they ask the map. Because when they're putting bombs, you know, you need some map. So in case you take it, you need to take it out, you know where is bomb. You see? And then the officer came very sleepy and they come at time. Okay, Maharaj, come. 1 step right, 1 step straight, you know, 2 steps left or right. Oh, what? Left or right? There's no mistakes in guidance. So it took for him, I don't know how many, few hours to come out. Because to commit mistakes takes no time. But to repair the mistakes, you know, to break the hand, fracture, it takes no time. But then plaster operation, you know, months and months together to make it again normal. And it will be never normal. I'm always giving example when you have the thread, you know, thread. Sometimes it's nice, but sometimes you can break the thread and, well, you can tighten it even, you know. But then when you can put the needle, if you want to sew something, it's not possible to do anything with this thread anymore because the knot is there. For general public, it's seen, oh, it's normal, again normal. confirm. But it's actually not normal because knot is there and very difficult to work when scar is there already. You see? So therefore, it is explained that the best secret of success is to have proper relationships with devotees. And to make proper relationships with devotees, we need the guidance. You can take it. I told you all the stories in Srimad Bhagavatam related to the offenses to Vaishnavas and to service to the Vaishnavas. Padesha Saram. We have to follow the footprints of our Mahajans. Tannama Rupa Charitari Sukirtananam. We have to glorify Krishna, his pastimes, and serve Vaishnavas. Jananugami. We have to follow them. And interesting, you can take the story of Pandavas. What an offense to Draupadi was there. All Mahabharata started because of that. Dhruva Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj and Indra, Daksha, 4th canto Bhagavatam, Lord Shiva, you name it. Even, glorious personality like Indra Dev, he's a GBC of universe. You see, it's like it doesn't matter ABC or GBC. He's a top Devaraj. Even sometimes has tendency to commit mistake. Even we know in Brahma Vimohan Leela, he makes such a grave offense by stealing coward boys against Brinjavasis. Indra, he did such a grave offense. We were discussing that all demons, they got a one day visa only to Vrindavan. Indra got 7 days visa. And he was the greatest culprit in Vrindavan by trying to destroy all the devotees, destroy Vrajdham, Krishna, all his near and dear. What grave offense it may be. And still Krishna killed all the demons, but he spared Indra. Okay, go and run the business. Continue do seva. He didn't kill Indra, though he was the most dangerous attack ever in history. Wanted to destroy himself, Krishna himself, with all his relatives and near and dear. Still Krishna spared him. Name bhakta pranashyati. Because Krishna comes to this material world, Indrari vyakulam lukam. He comes to help Indra. But sometimes tendency is there to make mistakes. And Maharaj Prithu, also devotee, and Indra, Maharaj also devotee. You see, conflict happens amongst devotees only. And Maharaj Prithu, he was doing so many Rajasuya yagyas, sacrifices, 99. And then finally, one Rajasuya yagya left and Indra became envious. He became envious. And he came and stole the sacrificial horse. So not to make yagya successful. And Prithu Maharaj, he was so kind. All right, he came in the form of Sadhu. And Prithu Maharaj said, it's okay. Let him take it. Okay, anyway, we can do another one. And another one he started. And again Indra came again in the ashes and again hid it as a devotee. Sadhu. Again stolen horse. Out of envy. Because he didn't want him to complete and to become next Indra. To remove me. Sometimes people attach to the positions and post. Puja, Pratishta. And ultimately, Maharaj Parikshit, actually Krishna came to him and said, listen, forgive him, Indra. Sometimes devotional service is to renounce the fruits of your service. Don't be attached. Ma phalishu kadachanam. No need this yagya. Sometimes we can please Krishna by not doing something. Sometimes we are thinking, I have to complete, I have to do what I have to do, and I have to do it. I have to do it. Stop born. But sometimes niyamagraha is not at all favorable. Sometimes not to do something is devotional service. You see? Anukulyasya Krishna Nushilanam Bhaktiruttama. Whatever is auspicious, we have to do that. And we have to have intelligence to understand what to be done, what not to be done. And Maharaj Parikshit, Prithu Maharaj, he just decided, okay, forget it. Let me not do it this last yagya. Let it be 99. And guess what? Krishna became so pleased. Krishna brought Indra. Indra came with Vishnu. Though sacrifice was not completed, Vishnu manifested. You see? Even you didn't distribute the books like others, superheroes. I know one Mataji in Europe, she was distributing books in December marathon. And for the all month completely, she could not distribute even single book. Amazingly, embarrassing. Everybody bringing big results, big books. And she is just going every day. Bhalo na bhala matra seva kori. I am going every day following the order of my Guru Maharaj. And amazingly enough, all months, no books distributed. And she was last day, 31st December, midnight, half an hour before New Year comes. And she is with the tears in the eyes. She was standing with Bhagavad Gita in her hands. And she was praying to Krishna, Krishna, please, I have to distribute at least one book. You can do it to me. And she was bitterly crying to Krishna, desperately praying, please, at least one book in marathon. And just 15 minutes before New Year, completion of marathon, one man came to her and said, oh, is it Bhagavad Gita? She said, yes, I'm looking for this book. Can I buy it from you? And she said, yes, please. You please buy it for me. For me, buy it. And he bought this book. And she was so happy, as if she distributed millions of books. What we have, we're not appreciating. When we are losing, we are crying. But mercy is when we can appreciate even a little bit mercy we are getting. And guess what? That Prabhu who bought Bhagavad Gita became brahmachari. He became devotee. It was only one shot, but exactly in bull eye. We don't know what will be the result. Sometimes we're distributing millions of books, thousands of books, because some Sardarji or some Sethji sponsored Dilli ka dalali mukchip ne pet khali. So they're distributing, they have so much funds. I just came to Vrindavan. I was in Govardhan. There is so many resorts are there. Many people buying big bungalows, big houses like in Brij Basundara. 90% cottages they bought because they have money. But nobody's staying there because they have no time. They're busy, being busy. But to enter Vrindavan is not enough. We cannot buy even one speck of dust in Vrindavan. Therefore, Krishna is not impressed by your 99 sacrificial yagyas, tapasya, with big projects, super pooper hero positions. No. Rahu ganaitat tapasana yati nachejjaya nirvapana grihadva nachandasa nirvajalagni suryer vina mahat padarajo bhishekam. Rahugan Maharaj and Jad Bharat, they discussed that. And conversation, the shloka comes. That Krishna, he never satisfied with great austerities in Himalayas, in cold water, in Saraswati river or Alakananda. Not by putting fire on your head around, I have seen in Haridwar. Not by doing heavy tapasya. Nayamatma balahinena labhyanamidhayan na bahunam shrutena. Not by doing 10,000 bhakti shastras and bhakti vaibhavas and throwing shlokas here and there. No, by humble service. Padarajo abhishekam. Padaraja, there's a dust from lotus feet of Vaishnavas. Very humble dust. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. I want to become the dust. Really, that's the secret. It is explained, if you really want to become the instrument in the hands of God, nimitta matra. If you want to become atom bomb in the hands of God, first we have to become atom. If you want to become atom bomb, you have to become atom. VIP, very insignificant person. Once I remember one very great kathavachak in our society, Maharaj, he was giving class. And he somehow forgot the shloka, in Vrindavan only. And so many people like this were sitting, and brahmacharis were sitting. And brahmacharis were, one of the disciples was there, of that Maharaj. And Maharaj forgot the shloka. And when Maharaj said, anyone knows that shloka? What shloka? Do you remember the shloka? And another kathavachak, speaker of Bhagavatam, very famous in ISKCON that time. He was sitting right in front of Maharaj. And Maharaj said, hey, you know the shloka. What is that shloka? And that devotee said, I don't know, Maharaj. No, you know. No, I don't know, Maharaj. Oh, it's okay. And Maharaj continued speaking class. After completing the class, Maharaj left, and all devotee came to that particular devotee and said, Prabhuji, you know the shloka. And Prabhuji said, I don't know, sorry. And he also left. Of course, he knew the shloka. But there is no foolishness to be more fun, more intelligent in front of your guru. Amar guru amar murkho dekho koriye sasan. We have to remain always fools in front of spiritual master. It is explained, in Skanda Purana, when you remember the Sadhu every morning, all day will be auspicious for you. If you remember the Sadhu. That's the conclusion of Shastra. Prasangamajaram pasam atmanam kavayo viduhu sa eva sadhu shukrito mokshadwaram apavritam. Every intelligent man, kavayo, he knows that attachment in material world is a cause of bondage and path to the hell. But if the same attachment applied to the sadhu, that attachment becomes the door for liberation. Saiva sadhu shukrito mokshadvaram apavritam. What kind of sadhu? Prahlad Maharaj says, Mahiyasam padarajo abhishekam niskinchananam navrinita yavat. We have to do abhishek with the dust of Vaishnava's feet. Dust. Charanera dhuliya, charanera jal, Vaishnaver uchishtayitin mahabal. This is the greatest treasure. Even Krishna says, I am getting dust, I am following my Vaishnava, my devotee, I am following him because I am waiting when dust from lotus feet will come to my head. So I will be able to give blessings to others. I am getting blessings from the dust of feet of my Vaishnavas. They are much more greater than me. Krishna says to Uddhava. So that's why we have to understand that we have to be kritagya. Another meaning of kritagya, according to Sabdakosh, kritagya means dog. One of the meaning of kritagya means dog. Because dog always grateful. You have seen, and dog can recognize the master in any dress he is, on night dress or suit, business dress, or even he taking bath in, naked. Never mind, real dog will recognize the master. So similarly, real devotee, he will be able to recognize Krishna's hand in every situation, and he can remain the humble. Tattenu kampam susumikshamanam bunjana evatva kritam vipakkam. Every situation sent to us is nothing but arrangements of Krishna for our purification. If you can see in that Mai Pashyati Sarvatra, if devotee can see every situation as Krishna's mercy. It's nice to see Krishna's mercy when somebody giving us something and we're getting in good health, when sun is shining, super. But when there is earthquake in our spiritual life, when life will throw you down with no light around, I firmly put on tilak and chant the holy sound. Don't worry profit or the loss. Surrender life to Supreme Boss, and far and wide try spread his fame by chanting sweet and holy name. In human life we have a gift, an opulence and treasure. The true devotees of the Lord who want to give him pleasure. Keep Guru's order in the heart, example his behold. To whom you meet, give Krishna's feet 2 lotuses to hold. This is the greatest treasure, and real dust from the lotus feet of Vaishnavas, Padarajo Abhishekam. This is the instructions of spiritual master. We have to take the dust on our head and carry for the rest of our life. That's the secret. Ekeha Kuru Nandana. Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, Srila Prabhupada explains, based on commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that's the secret of success in spiritual life. Take the instructions of spiritual master and give your life and soul for that. You see, it is explained, we have to be grateful. Raghunath Das Goswami, he explains in Manasa Shiksha, how he grateful for what he have got. Guru, Vrindavan, Govardhan, Radhakunda, I got everything. What do we need? We have everything. Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Mathuravas, Shri Murtira Shradhaya Sivan. There is nothing left. We got everything. But still sometimes, Ashantasya Kutak Sukham. There is no satisfaction. As I said, Khali pet na bhajan gopala lilo apna khantimala. So when people are hungry, somebody once sadhu told me, what is real preaching? What is real preaching? Prachar, bhojan ka dakkar. In Hindi they say, when you're eating, enough, and your stomach completely full, burp comes. That's preaching. If we are ourselves dissatisfied inside, If ourselves we are just quarreling and fighting, new fight, new fight. That's very important. That's what Srila Prabhupada said after my departure. One devotee came and said, Prabhupada, you are so sick. Can we exchange? I'll give you my young age to you and you give me your old age. As a Puru did to Maharaj Yayati in Bhagavatam. I want to do the same thing. I am your son. I want to give you my young age. You continue to translate the books and give me your old age. Let me suffer. And Srila Prabhupada said, oh, that's very good sentiment. Very nice. But that's not what I want. And then next, what goes is famous quotation. If you really want to please me, please cooperate together in devotional service after my departure. That will please me much more. And that's Srimad Bhagavatam. First canto Bhagavatam, 30th chapter, shloka number 8. When Krishna came and gave darshan to prachetas, why he gave darshan to them? Not because of their 10,000 super pooper tapasya under the water. No. He said, I came and gave darshan to you because I am very much pleased by your mutual friendship. Friendship, team. Together everyone achieves more. Such a nice cooperation. You see? It's a wonderful example to please Srila Prabhupada. There is one saying, there is nothing is impossible for the group of people for whom does not matter who will take the credit. At the end, everybody beneficial. Like yesterday, wonderful example. Really, I was appreciating the cooperation of team management, of temple. So very nicely they were helping and we were working as a team. Together, everyone achieves more. Team. And Himamarani came and it was very quick. Very quick. That's why it said, when relationships are very nice, managements follow as a shadow. When relationship very nice, then, if we decided, who can stop us? We just decided, that's it, like this. That's why it said, when we're remembering sadhus, when we're remembering Krishna, even most difficult thing become very easy. Shukaram bhavet. Very easy. But those who remember Krishna, when we're forgetting Krishna, even small things becomes like mountain, difficult. Very difficult. And you know what? I was realizing, if you really want to cross all this ignorance, Rajotamo Bhava, I was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, it is explained in 15th chapter, shloka number 25, when Yudhishthira Maharaj explains how to overcome all this ignorance, so many things, greed, lust, and other things, big lists he gave him. And Narada Muni very peacefully answering him. You have to meditate on that. You have to remember what is the consequences of greed. You have to make strong determination to overcome the lust, etc., etc. And then naturally, Yudhishthira Maharaj just feeling like it's too much, very difficult. In one lifetime, all big list impossible. Can you give me a shortcut? Please, just one shortcut. What should I do? And he says wonderful shloka, 7, 15, 20, 25. He says, to overcome ignorance, we have to come to Rajaguna, from Rajaguna to Sattva Guna, and from Sattva Guna you have to go to Vishuddha Sattva, even cross Nishtraigunya Bhavarjuna. You have to cross all these modes of nature. Guna is Vichitra. You have to cross it. But all these things, very much possible by the service and pleasing spiritual master. If you can please spiritual master, all this tremendously difficult task become very much possible. And, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains in the commentary to his next shloka, 7:15-26, he says that those who are thinking that spiritual master is a mortal human being, even you are doing bhakti, devotional service, but you are thinking the spiritual master is a normal human being, it's useless. Even you are doing bhakti. Unless you are serving devotees, unless you serving Krishna, don't have Guru Bhakti, and you're thinking spiritual master is an ordinary person, even you're doing bhakti is useless. Shramaya Vahi Kevala. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains. So that's why we have to be very careful not to offend devotees. And who is the Guru? Everybody can become our Guru. We know there's 24 Gurus are there. Anyone can become guru for us. Even ant in Vrindavan can become guru. Even monkey. Yesterday, monkey taught us very nice lesson. Everybody, if you can see Krishna's hand everywhere, oh, Krishna wants to teach me something. I was doing my puja a couple of days ago in Govardhan, and I was sharing this example with devotees. I was doing puja, and a Russian group came, and I had to take them around, and we went to sleep very late, around 1 o'clock. Kirtan, bhajan, it was like reunion with old friends. It's such a, and like that, very difficult to put break. And we went to sleep very late, so I had to wake up a little bit late. 6 o'clock I woke up. And when I woke up, outside of our ashram, so it was one tree, champa. Beautiful flowers are there. And I usually used to those flowers to do my puja. And I saw, I could not take bath at that time yet. And I saw in the window, one old lady came. And she was plugging the flowers from my tree, from my Thakurji. I thought for a second, how come she's plugging our trees from ashram? And she was plugging the trees. And practically all the flowers, champa, was plugged already. And I was thinking, what will happen to my puja? I don't have flowers. But then next moment I thought, okay, anyway, it's Vrindavan. And she's plugging not for herself. Must be also she has Krishna. Doesn't matter who will take the credit. Let her take the flowers. And she took the flowers. And it took time for me, half an hour. I took bath, put tilak. And I went to collect flowers for my puja. And amazingly enough, I saw this tree, quite tall tree. And I saw all the flowers from where I used to pick it up. Empty, no flowers. But then I stretched myself a little bit high. And there were plenty of flowers on different level. And because I was a little bit higher than that lady was kind of small, she could not stretch her hand that far. But I was taller than her, and I was able to stretch my hands. And I collected as many flowers as usually. Just a little endeavor. And then when I collected last flower, I noticed that above my hand, which I cannot stretch, there is another layer of bunch of flowers, so many flowers. And I thought, somebody who is more higher than me will be able to collect much more flowers, no problem for him also. The only thing, qualification, he has to become taller than me. So similarly, in spiritual life, I realized, in Vrindavan, there is no lack of realizations. There is no lack of flowers for anyone. The only qualification, we have to be willing to grow. And if we don't want to grow, we want to remain on the same level, then we'll become fight, because no flowers, my flower, your flower, my flower. No, there's enough flowers. The only thing we have to always grow. And that's why it's very, very important to understand that our business is simply to become humble servant of Vaishnavas. And by serving devotees, Bhaktan Saraswati said that this is a Yuga Dharma, Vaishnava Seva actually. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching us. That's all the heroes of Srimad Bhagavatam teaching us. We have to serve devotees. We have to be very, very humble, VIP, very insignificant people. That's very true. We are not brahmacharis, not grihastas, not sannyasis. We are simply servants. Naham vipro na chanarapati napi vaishyo na shudro naham varni na chagrihapati na vanastoyatirva kintu pradhyan nikila paramananda purnam ritabdir gopi bhartur padakamalayur dasa anudasa. We're just servant. It's easy to speak. But we have to learn how to serve devotees because Krishna accepting attitude. Sometimes you can serve by being guru. Very easy to see guru. It's called Tatastha Lakshana. But there is Swarupa Lakshana also. Somebody can see guru as a guru, easy to see, but very difficult to see guru as a disciple. He became guru because his guru told him to do so. And he doing guruship as a service to others. And sometimes somebody cleaning the pots in the kitchen. We have one devotee in Nepal. For last 15-20 years, he's cleaning pots in the kitchen. You see? Perfect. And don't forget that pots, this is Balaram. Balaram himself. To do puja to Krishna Balaram and to clean pots in the kitchen is the same because this is, Tadiyanam Samarchanam. Tadiyana, it is connected with Balaram. One big professor came to Srila Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, I want to live in the temple with sadhus. Can I? And he was very, very renowned professor. He came to temple and Prabhupada said, why not? Okay, you live. Very kind. And what will be my seva? You go to kitchen and clean the pots. Big VIP professor. And he actually was sincere enough. Like, Prataparudra Maharaj, he was sweeping the floor and simple. Simplicity is Vaishnava. He went and cleaned the pots. After some days, his friends came from other professors and said, such and such professor, where is he? Where is his office? Where is his reception? What reception? He's in kitchen, cleaning pots. What? So because in material world, people knew him as a super duper, top writer and whatnot. Dean of university, chairman. And he is cleaning pot. What are you talking about? And so he went and sure enough, in an apron, and he was sitting black with spots, cleaning pots like this. People surprised, what are you doing, Professor Sahib? So they went back to Prabhupada and told him, Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, how long he is going to clean the pots? Do you know who is he? Do you know who is he? And Prabhupada said, he will clean the pots, the steel pots of Krishna. Till what time? Till when he will make hole in that pot. And through that hole he will go back to Godhead. You see? So that's why, anyway, we can talk long time. I want to keep some questions session. That's the principle. It's so simple. Prabhupada wanted to create one astrologer, Bhavananda Prabhu. He told us in Mayapur that once they went to astrologer and one astrologer told that Srila Prabhupada, such a great personality, he will create the house in which all world can live. And when he came and told about this to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada said, yes, that's true. Prabhupada was proud that we have international society. Is it not amazing? It is amazing. I have friends from China, they came. So big crowd came. And one devotee told me, Prabhuji, before Krishna consciousness, I was so fallen. I was eating anything moving, I was eating that, except chairs. He said, I know who we are and who can forgive. Such a person can forgive who was forgiven one day himself. If you were forgiven one day, you will understand what does it mean for kindness, causeless kindness. So that's actually the lesson. And therefore Durvasa Muni, he comes to Ambarish Maharaj and grabs his feet. And guess what? Ambarish Maharaj, for 1 year he was waiting. Durvasa Muni, he was waiting for him. He didn't even take any food. Where are you, Maharaj? I'm still waiting for you. Oh no, you are really great. Then Durvasa Muni realized what a great devotee is Ambarish Maharaj. And he was Grihastha also. So great devotee is not necessarily supposed to be sannyasi only or brahmachari. No. Even Ambarish Maharaj is great devotee. He's Grihastha. Arjuna, Bhagavad Gita was given to Arjuna. And Arjuna had 4 wives. He was responsible king. Bhaktosime priyosime. So we have to be very, very dear to Krishna. Endearing Krishna. And simple service. I will conclude with small story. Today I was reading this story. In 1633, it was one representative of Eastern Company, Ralph Cartwright. He came to India to make trade business with India. And when he came to do the trade business with India, he came to Orissa. And at that time in Orissa, it was this, Muhammad Zaman, king. Muhammad Zaman, he was a king, Muslim king. And the ships of England Empire came, this is the Eastern Company. They arrived, but they were not allowed to parking, port. They didn't, they not allowed. And then they took the boat and they went by boat to ask the permission from Muhammad Zaman. Can we do some parking here? You can give some space. And as Muhammad Zaman, what he did, that was the principle. He put his feet on his knee and he said, you have to kiss my feet. For English Lord to kiss the feet of some Muslim guy, or and English people, they thought this is, in India, it's like tribal community. This is tribe people, aborigines. That's the way of thinking like that, because they're so proud. And what he did, he just simply, all right, if you know why, no need to explain what. Of course, we know that's, I want to bring the principle. I'm not saying that we have to do it all the time. But for the sake of higher cause, he was able to ban himself. And he did it. And he, by this simple humility framed act, he endeared himself to the king. And king allowed, okay, no problem. All cost is yours. You can park anywhere. You can do whatever you want. Trinadapi sunichena tarurapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. If for the material benefit, which is destruction complete, people can do that, cannot we become servant of the dasanu dasu bhavitasmi bhuyaha manak smareta shupatir gunam sti grinitava karma karotu kaya. Vritrasura, he is praying, let me become servant of the servants of the Lord, because by being with them and endear myself to them, I can always remember Krishna. And that's the essence of all scriptures. To remember Krishna, never forget, and we will be able to remember Krishna at the moment of our death. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Maybe just one question, if somebody really wants to ask a question. Yes, please. Be there, Mike.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you for the wonderful class. My question is, you mentioned about endeavor. This question is linked with endeavor and management, because I'm part of the management. So the question is, sometimes we have some specific cases or some conflicts. We try our best and put some endeavor to the level, and because of the time factor, we think whatever decision we have taken is good enough. But certain times, as a person, individual, I feel if we would have put more endeavor, we would have come up with the right decision. Not necessarily, because sometimes it's 80% of the time we are right, 20% of the time we are not right. But because of the time factor, we say, okay, this decision is good. But sometimes if we put more endeavor, we know the more truths and more facts, and our decision can be 100% right. So, would you like to comment anything on this?
Of course I can. I'm part of management for 25 years. So, I can, let's say class itself, to answer your question. It's very, very sensitive question. Because to be part of management is very thankless task, believe me. It's very thankless task, very difficult to please everyone. Srila Prabhupada said, you cannot expect utopia. You cannot just, even Krishna had enemies, Shishupal, Dantavakra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada had so many enemies and envious people. What can be done? But my realization, first of all, to make any decision, we should not make it single-handedly. It has to become Sangha. Sangha of equal-minded devotees, so Svajatiya, because one finger cannot do anything together. I am because we are. That's the principle we are using in our management. Because if we decide something together, and it may be not very correct even, anyway, we together decided, no one to blame. Anyway, we did it together. Right? Because in Kali Yuga, yagya sankirtana pragya. Samyak kirtan, glorification of Krishna together. So anything we do together, even sometimes mistakes, well, it's our mistake. It's not somebody's mistake. Because when you're making decision alone, it may be a little bit dangerous also. You may win the battle, but you can lose the war. I have many experiences. But we have to learn, to make any decision, we have to learn one principle. To see Saragrahi, to see the good quality, like bumblebee, of any situation, any devotee. Because every devotee even did big mistake, for example. Still he is devotee. I was in charge of Allahabad temple one time. And I remember, shall I tell you a small example? I think it will be like... And before in Russia, I was Sankirtan leader. I love to distribute books. But somehow other, destiny, a little different. Man proposed, God disposed. And I end up as a management team. So, and one day, one devotee, very old devotee, his name Subramanyam name, from South India. But he was in Calcutta, big businessman. He came and said, Prabhuji, can I stay in temple? Because I traveled all over the India for 6 years and I've been in each and every ashram. Sai Baba, Brahma Kumari, Om Shanti, everywhere I traveled. Shankaracharya. I was looking for Guru. But I found that there is no more greater person than Srila Prabhupada. And I decided to surrender my life to the place where his temple. I said, well, and I want to distribute his books, he said. That thing really captured my heart. Okay, he wants to become Sankirtan devotee. Okay, stay with us. And after some times, I noticed that he had some quarrel with devotees, fighting. And I'm making very short. And one evening in Brahmacharya ashram, I woke up because of some fist fighting. I was thinking, man, what is this? I have to stop it as a management team. I have to make decisions straight away. And I opened the door and I saw this Subramanyam, very old man, fighting with young brahmachari. Literally fist fighting. I had to come in between. Stop! What are you doing? Sadhu Ninda, what is this? Forget it. This is already Sadhu killing. Said, stop, what are you doing, man? Why? And he's a big list of complaint comes to me. And as a temple in charge, I have to make decisions. And what is the complaint? He never comes for Mangalarati, which was true. He's an old man, he never comes for Mangalarati. And then he actually, every Guru Puja, the moment Guru Puja starts, this guy going out from the temple somewhere. I saw it also a couple of times, it's true. And then on the top of that, he's eating tobacco. And that also was true. I noticed because he was always doing like that. But because he was Sankirtan devotee, I really was covering him up. Because somehow or other, every evening, he used to bring so much money. He used to distribute all the books and all the incense. Really. And just because of that qualification, because he was every single day from 8 o'clock he used to leave and come evening time 8 o'clock. All day he was distributing books and he used to bring big amount of money. So I was thinking, no, but this is too much already because it's such a complaint, fist fighting. I have to request him, Prabhuji, maybe you can do it outside. You'll have to leave the temple. And I'm almost about to make decision myself. I didn't consult with anyone. But he literally dropped in the knees and started to cry in front of me. Prabhuji, please, please, please keep me. Don't kick me out. And I was just hardly controlling myself. I choked myself. How to tolerate this old man? He's like my father. And I'm just begging from me. And I became, in Nepalese I say, Dosri mati ko poi kune mein basaroi, nagharka. From one side I really love him. But from another side I just cannot compromise principles. Okay, Prabhuji, come to my office. We have to make a talk with you. As you said, a little bit extra mile. I will take, okay, let me make extra endeavor to understand the situation. Vaishnava kriya mudra vijnana bujai. Very difficult to understand externally. Okay, let's sit down. Tell me. See, how I can keep you, because I'm management team, how I can keep you here because you're not coming for Mangalarati. And he said, Prabhuji, I have such a severe back pain. Actually, I wake up 3 o'clock morning every day and chanting japa in my bed. Lying down and chanting japa. Because I just cannot stand up. Morning time is very cold in Allahabad. I just cannot stand up. Very severe back pain. So I am chanting my rounds before 6 o'clock in the bed. I said, oh, it means he's not snoring. He's waking up 3 o'clock. Because of body not cooperating, he's lying in the bed, chanting. Om. And next Brahmastra. Okay, but next, you're not coming for Guru Puja at least. At least till 7:30 you can manage to stand up, no? Yes, I do manage. But you know what? In Allahabad, I have only one Ayurvedic doctor here in Balwaghat. And this doctor only free by 7:30 to 8. And he told me to come and visit and he's giving me medicine treatment for my back and medicine. He gave me timing only from 7:30 to 8. So I have to go to appointment every day to the doctor. Therefore, please forgive me. What to do, it's kind of, overlapping Guru Puja, what to do. But I have to go for the sake, because I have to distribute books all day. I have to be fit. So I thought, right, reasonable. And then I said, but you are eating tobacco. I had last Brahmastra in my quiver, You eating tobacco? I said, Prabhuji, this is not tobacco. My Ayurvedic doctor told me, he told me, you have some ulcer, you have some stomach problem, pain also, and its best medicine is tulasi. So you offer tulasi to Krishna, dry it, make powder, and every morning eat the tulasi for empty stomach, and eat tulasi. So it's tulasi, and he took the packet and said, see, this is tulasi, see, and tulasi, man. Believe me, he was crying, and I was just tears in my eyes. Subramaniam Prabhu, please forgive me. And we just, we embraced tightly, hugged each other. I said, God bless me, so I would not kick out such a wonderful devotee, from temple. And he was so grateful. I kept him. And I chastised that brahmachari, you fool. Don't you understand a little more deeper the reason? Take extra mile to understand the real situation. Because sometimes we are very impersonal. Very impersonal. Management makes us very dry. It's true. Because sometimes you have to black and white. But spiritual life is big rainbow. It's not black and white at all. And last example I'll give you. You have to give me mantra to stop me. And I was in Los Angeles some time ago. And it was like a Prabhupada celebration festival was there. And all Maharajas came. Radhanath Maharaj, Giriraj Maharaj, Bhavananda, Bhagavan, all those who left already also came. Everybody, Guru Das Prabhu, everybody came there. So it was like hundreds of disciples, Prabhupada disciples there. And we happened to be there like mosquito among the elephants. We were sitting there, was one devotee from Europe. And Shiva Radhanath Maharaj gave very nice class. That we are such a wonderful family. Prabhupada created such a wonderful family. We are all family, uncles and brothers and sisters and, God brothers, like that. That makes true. It's like, Prabhupada said, we have to create home of love and devotion. When he sent Prabhu Vishnu Maharaj and Mahavishnu Maharaj to Nepal, he said, you have to create strong hold of Krishna consciousness. And we were thinking later on, what hold could be? And hold means home of love and devotion. That's what we have to create. Home of love and devotion. And I was thinking it was really vibrating in my heart. Such a nice lecture Maharaj gave. We are family. And everybody stand up after the lecture about to leave. And I was sitting with that devotee. And that devotee said to me, Prabhu, since we are family, and this is wonderful opportunity to make relationship with family members, whom we don't even know sometimes. Let's go and hug everyone. Not to be imitated, but Prabhuji, Mataji. So but point is that I was sitting, okay, good idea, why not? And everybody went literally in ecstasy. So I was thinking, my antenna was working like radar, whom to hug first. And I found Guru Das Prabhu. Because I saw him only in Prabhupada Lilamrita photo only that time. Oh, it must be Guru Das Prabhu. And I said, okay, I really, Eke Hakuru Nandana. I came to him and tapped him, Prabhuji, yes. Are you Guru Das? Yes. You are my uncle. And I am Patri Das. Can I hug you? Just like that. It was kind of ice-breaking though. And can I just hug you? And he said, why not? And we just hugged like anything. And guess what? For the next 3 days of festival, we were like friends. Hey, Patri! Hey, Guru Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. We were like family member. And then I was thinking, who is next? And I saw, and everybody so happy, everybody walking. And I saw Giriraj Maharaj. Oh no. Okay, but anyway, we came. Ding, 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 ding. And I said, Maharaj, yes. And yes. He's very, very humble. Maharaj, excuse me. You're my uncle. Can I just hug you? And he said, why not? And I was thinking, no, somebody has to make photo, otherwise I'll not believe myself. And he just hugged me like this, very lovingly. And put his hand like this and we hugged. And then he said, okay, sit down. Where are you from? From Nepal. Oh, you're from Nepal. He said, when my father came to take me back to America in Juhu, you know that story, right? So when, why he's not going to America? Prabhupada said, why you are not going to America? I don't want. He doesn't want, So Prabhupada was mediating. And finally he said, no, you have to be gentlemen. You have to give time to your parents. Take them. And Giriraj Maharaj told me, you know where I took them first? I took them to Nepal. And I like that country. And I came back, and then Rishikesh, and then I came back to Juhu, and I told Prabhupada, you have to send somebody to preach to Nepal. Therefore, I encouraged Prabhupada to send somebody to preach to Nepal. And I told him, Sarvakarana Karanam. Who is the cause preaching of Nepal? You are the cause of preaching of Nepal. And he was smiling, and I was smiling. And then in this way, we went, and then Radha Maharaj came. Maharaj, can I hug you? Maharaj hugged us. It was in his loving way. And later on. And 1 year later, I met Gurudas Prabhu in Juhu. It was 40 years anniversary of Rasbihari Ji, and I was also kind of helping there, and until late night I couldn't finish my japa. And I was in guest house, I was chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. And I saw somebody pulling his suitcase at night, 11:30 at night, pulling his suitcase. And I looked, and it was Gurudas Prabhu. I said, Gurudas Prabhu. Oh, Patri. After a long time, that hug is working for a long time. So, and I went, can I help you? I grabbed this. Oh, I'm coming from San Francisco, 20 hours flight, man. Too much tired. I'm completely exhausted. We pulled him with one brahmachari to his room, and he dropped on his bed. Whew. And I said, I'm so happy to see you, Prabhuji. And then I said, can I ask you just one question? He said, 11:30 at night, question? And I asked him, at least one, Buddhaintas Parasparam, just one realization. Because he was in management for many years, he was president here. Right? First president, Gurudas Prabhu, Yamuna Mataji. So, do you have any realizations? What is the most, how to say? I'm very much afraid to go to another story. I'm just trying to. One realization you had in your association with Srila Prabhupada. One realization. The top realization you remember about your relationship with Srila Prabhupada. Did he ever taught you lesson? And he said, oh yes. He taught me a very heavy lesson. Okay, listen, boom. And he sit down, and for the next 45 minutes, he gave us class for few of us about that heavy lesson Prabhupada taught him. And he said, Prabhupada said, all lawyers are liars. What was that lesson? I will not tell you, because we don't have time. Or you want to hear? Few minutes. The top lesson he taught him. Should I continue? Srila Maharaj always saying, shall I continue? By one time loudly chanting Haribol, otherwise management will curse me. You stopped already, overlap 15 minutes. Should I continue? Okay, I have to tell the story. Since I said A, I have to say Z. So, he said, when he was registering all the papers, Gurudas Prabhu was responsible for registering things and papers and everywhere, all the projects and working with Indira Gandhi and all the legal things he was doing. And anyway, just really very briefly, he was registering organization. And he was going, India, bureaucracy is too much, to go through all the instances and to make papers done. So finally, after a long time, he did it. And in the process of registering organization, I believe it's Juhu temple, he was just registering, going through the papers, and Prabhupada was very quick. He is not waiting. Jo kal kare to aaj, jo aaj kare to ab. Pal mein pralaya hogi, bahuri karoge kab. Whatever you have to do now, do it immediately. Prabhupada never waited. So he was doing these things, and while registering that papers, Srila Prabhupada was so keen to see me. Gurudas was sharing, Prabhu. So he used to call me many, many times a day. Where is Gurudas? And I used to come to his room. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, Dandavat, Pranam. Give me that glass of water. Yes, Prabhupada, go. That secretary is there, he could do it. Then Prabhupada called him, and for very, very simple reason, he called him, whatever. Give me that gamcha. Okay, thank you, go. And many, many times he used to come during the day, 5, 7 times, whatever. And he was asking secretary, why Prabhupada calling me for this kind of small, small things? Don't you understand? Prabhupada just want to make sure that he wants to see you all the time. He loves you like anything. And he said, I felt Prabhupada loved me so much. For any reason, he wanted to see me. Because he had such a feeling for me. Very good. Anyway, so I was thrilled, Romanchakam Pashutarango. Very nice. Prabhupada, such a personal feeling, touch. And then he registered the papers, he said, and I brought to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I did it. So, Prabhupada opened the papers and said, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Sannyasi. And the other names, members. Another member, Sannyasi. Another one, member. Another. And Prabhupada closed the papers. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Sannyasi. Sannyasi. Founder Acharya. Prabhupada actually was very heavy on that small line, negligence. Not just sannyasi, founder Acharya. And he said, I couldn't understand that time. What happened? Lawyers are liars. And after that moment, Prabhupada just became so angry. He never ever called me in his room. He never even speak to me. And every morning, he used to go to morning walk, to the sea beach, morning walk. And he never used to call me anymore after that day. Not only that, he didn't even wanted to look at me. I was thinking, I was deprived. It's like, millionaire lost the check. He just lost the opulence. How come? He became addicted to Prabhupada's attention. But now Prabhupada completely neglecting him. Completely. So after many days, he could not take it. So he said, I make a plan. I knew where Prabhupada will be walking to the sea beach. And on that way, I hide myself behind the pillar. So when Prabhupada will be walking, I will jump out from the pillar and say, Haribo! I will draw attention of Prabhupada to myself. To that, he make a plan. Very careful plan, waiting all morning. Oh, Prabhupada walking. And Prabhupada was walking. And he was hiding behind the pillar. And then Prabhupada was about few meters to reach. And he came out from the pillar. Hi, Prabhupada. And Prabhupada turned back and went the opposite direction. No way. It was like heartbreaking experience. No, Prabhupada can't do it to me, Prabhupada just walked completely different direction. Didn't want even to see me. No. So I have to re-register the papers. And he went through all procedure to re-register the papers. And he wrote down founder, Acharya, so whatever. To take the trouble to all these things from zero. Again, he did it. But make sure that the founder, Acharya is there. And then he came to Prabhupada, I did it again. Please take it. Waiting, what will be the reaction? And Prabhupada, founder, Acharya. Very good. But he said, Prabhupada said, in beginning, in paper said, you want to take ISKCON from me? You want to remove me from ISKCON? No way, Prabhupada, no. Then where is founder Acharya? That was the reason. And then when he make new papers, he gave Prabhupada, founder Acharya. Oh, very nice. But Prabhupada, we didn't have intention to remove you, please. You should not think that we had this desire. No. But Prabhupada said, but you give me the chance to think so. Means, he said, no impersonal approach. In loving relationships, details are very significant. Loving relationships made out of details. So relationships amongst Vaishnavas based on very personal touch. We cannot expect people to lend their helping hand unless we will be able to touch their heart. Same thing with Guru. Guru is not, simple person. Shaligram Shila is not simple stone. Naraka Buddhi. We have to respect everyone as my gurus. That's why Srila Prabhupada, he respected each and every disciple, each and every devotee in ISKCON as my gurus. Because my Guru Maharaj sent all of you to help me to serve him. That's why let us develop this vision and to see each other as representatives of Krishna, as Krishna's hand in our spiritual advancement. So we will collect many flowers every day by growing higher and higher, and it will be no any lack and scarcity of anything for us. Whether we are managers, whether we are zero or hero, whether we are ABC or GBC. Let us stay together and to make strong home of love and devotion for Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki! Thank you. Hare Krishna. Does that make sense?